Hey y'all, it's Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mental health, personal finance, and overall strategies to live your best life. Alright guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I am a licensed mental health and addictions therapist here in North Carolina, and I specialize in financial therapy, which is all about helping people heal their relationship with money and just the overall intersection between mental health and money. Okay, now I also specialize in helping high achieving women navigate stress, anxiety, life transitions like divorce, parenting, being a caregiver, if they want to go from employee to entrepreneur, or if they're trying to get a promotion, all those life challenges and situations. But in this video, I want to give you guys some tips and kind of give you the story behind how I, as a single mom, paid off $70,000 worth of debt in 24 months. Yes, I did. So let's talk about that. So I'm sitting here on my couch. Y'all know it's either a podcast or story time. So let's get into it. All right. So one of the reasons why people like to work with me is because I am very much solution focused. I'm not about to sit here and give you a bunch of fluff. We're going to get down to business. You paying me my rates, I'm going to help you transform your life. That is my ultimate goal. I'm not trying to sit here and draw this out, a bunch of unhuns and all that. Let's really help you reach your goals. So one reason why people see me is for financial coaching, and that's all about money, reaching that money goal, that financial goal. And so I wanted to talk about my journey about, around paying off debt and give you some real strategies that help me and share with you what I did essentially. Okay, so the first one is, I knew that I wanted to leave my job eventually. I wanted to go into, entrepreneurship, but I knew that I needed to pay off debt because for me, as someone who lived with a lot of money anxiety, just from childhood and life experiences, I knew that I needed to be, if not completely debt free, as close to it as possible. And so that was a big focus of mine. Now, I never really shared that with y'all on this channel. I wasn't telling you that I was trying to leave my job or leave corporate mental health, but that was really a driving force. So whatever the goal is for you, you have to start with a why. Why do you want to pay this debt off? What is it for you? Why is it important? Because that's what's going to keep you motivated through the journey. Okay. Now, the first one is a sense of awareness. What do I mean by awareness? I needed to know my numbers. How much debt? What debt? What's due? What's the interest on it? All that. So I'm going to share with you. I show y'all the books that I would use. Now I'm not selling these because I don't even know the lady who sells these. They're on Amazon though. I will tell you. I don't have a link for it, but they're on Amazon. But every year I would get one of these. I don't know why. They're just cute. I don't know. So this is how I track my budgets every month, because they're monthly and then there's weekly as well. So you see these are all the books that I would use. So they go from October, let me see, the first month is November. It's actually November through, and then it'll take you through October of that following year, right? So as you can see, I was going through all these books. Now these are multiple years, but we're going to focus on 2024 and 2025 because those are the years where I paid off $70,000. But in total, it's probably closer to 100-something thousand in 3 years, excuse me. But I'm going to just focus on the last 2 years, okay? So the first thing was facing my numbers. What's my debt? Why? At the back of every budget book, I would put my debt. So I would put, y'all know, the IRS, because I was a contractor and stuff, so that was one of them. My mortgage, my car loan, my student loans, and I had a quick pass from using the toll roads. I had my 401k loan from when I took purchased my home. So those were all debts that I had, and some of them were small, right? I would call them ankle biters, and I was let me pay these off first or whatever, and then I'm gonna hit these bigger ones. But at the end of the day, it's all about knowing your numbers. You have to know what your debts are and put them least to greatest, right? And that'll help you have that psychological win. Okay. Now, The second one is budgeting and tracking. So obviously I talked about how you need a budget, you know what your debts are, but this is a little different. I mean, it's so important that you know exactly how much you're bringing in every month and how much you need to pay out for just like your basic expenses. Once you know those numbers, you know how much cushion that you have that can go toward paying off those debts and how fast you can pay it off, okay? Number 3 is prioritizing debt. That had to be like a primary goal for me. Now, if you're like me, I was trying to pay off debt. I wanted to invest. I wanted to save. I wanted to do all this fun stuff. I wanted to, take care of myself. I had all these different competing priorities, but I had to get real clear on the fact that paying off debt was the priority. Investing, yes, that is like top. Like, they run a close race. But what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to use my work, my job, to match that, like the minimum, to match that. Basically, whatever the matching rate was for my employer, I would use that as like my starting point. And then, for me, I think last year, the last couple of years, it was like, okay, I want to focus on maxing out my Roth, and then the 401k, it'll be just matching what my employer would match. And after that, the rest of this money goes toward paying off debt. So you have to prioritize paying off debt. And people around you might not be focused on that. So it's going to be really hard, it's going to require you to really lock in. Because it's hard because most people aren't focused on that. And so everybody else is kind of living their lives, taking vacations, enjoying life, right? And you're like putting every extra dollar toward debt. And so you have to really lock in and understand why you're doing what you're doing. Number 4 is, nobody wants to hear this, but you have to increase your income. Y'all know, if you go back and watch all my budget videos, you'll see I was teaching, I was doing YouTube, I was doing like a side contract for work, then I was doing full-time therapy work for the hospital system, all kind of stuff. I don't know, other things too probably, but like I had multiple streams of income. And it may sound all glamorous and all, but all that money was going towards paying off debt. So it wasn't like I'm having all this fun with this money. I remember like getting paid from teaching, and those chunks of money were all going toward paying off my car. And if you don't know, I paid off over $17,000 on my car last year to pay off my car in full. So when I say I was paying debt, I was paying debt. And I kept thinking like, if I didn't have to pay off debt, I could keep all this money, or it could go to my savings, or it could be in my investments. My net worth would be going up, which, I mean, it balances out because you're paying off the debt. So your net worth is still increasing, essentially, like it's balancing out. But man, like if I didn't have that debt, I'm like, all this money could be going to me, or I could be giving it away and helping people. So that motivated me. But you have to increase your income so you can have money to pay towards those debts. And number 5 is staying consistent. That is probably the hardest one, because sometimes you be like, I don't want to pay debt this month. I don't want to. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. Why am I doing this to myself? But you have to know why you're doing it, and know that at the end of the day, the debtor is slave to the lender, right? That's what the Bible says, and I truly believe that. Like, you truly are. Like, when you owe that car payment, they can come take your car at any time. When you owe on your rent or your mortgage, they can come kick you out or like take your house at any time if you don't pay it. When you owe on your cell phone, they can go to your credit, right, and mess your credit up. Like, when you owe people stuff, you are indebted to them. They own you to some extent. They control you. It's nothing like, and again, being on the other side of this now, and I still have debts. I still have my student loans, and I still got a mortgage. So I'm not over it yet. But it's nothing like being free from those things. I don't have to worry about somebody coming trying to pick up my car. It's parked in my garage, but I don't have to worry about that. That feels so good, right? Like, not having debt feels amazing, and I don't regret it. It was hard, y'all, and there's a lot of stuff I'm going to be honest that I missed out on. I sacrificed, but it was worth it. And something about having this level of freedom, and I'm not completely debt free yet, but just being here, it feels amazing. So one thing that I am helping people with is resetting their their mindset around money. And I created a workshop because not everybody can afford to work with me one-on-one, and I don't have time. I don't have space. So I created the workshop. It is releasing tomorrow, so make sure you sign up on my website to be a part of my email list, so you'll be first to know when it's releasing. It is $19.99. You cannot beat it. I'm doing a live recording, so you hear me talk and do the presentation, the workshop. Start there, y'all. I highly encourage you to start there because it'll help you understand where you are in terms of your finances and your mindset around money. You can do this. If I, as a single mom, paid off over $70,000 of debt in the last 2 years, you can do this too, no matter where you are. I truly believe this for you. If you want to work with me one-on-one, if you want to do a consultation call, I'll put the links in the description. If you want to do financial coaching and want me to help you walk through your goals and help you really hit those goals, I'm here for you too. All right, I hope you like this video. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.